There, you're gonna start it.
Hey guys, this is Juniper Gaming and I'm Josh K, and we have another post-week show here. It's for week 5, and today I have Josh L again.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And we're going to do another post-week. And if you guys are wondering about why some of you guys haven't been part of it, we're still trying to work things out. We're not sure exactly how it's going to work, if it even works at all. I don't know how you would like see the screen if you don't have a Skype or something like that. We still have to figure that out, so you have to bear with us.
Work out the kinks.
Yeah, you have to bear with us on that. So enough about that. Let's get into the JFL. First game here, Anaconda lost away to the Buffaloes 3-35.
That was a tough loss.
Oh yeah, definitely a tough loss for those Anaconda. They're not the best team around. And now we'll take a look at this. It was a very dominating game for the Sky Rays, and there you see Blake Arnold, the quarterback for the Sky Rays. Look at those numbers right there. 399 yards, 114.8 rating, and he actually broke the record for yards, 399.
Yeah, great game from him, and I know that we have a Sky Rays fan. In fact, we have Michael Vance, I believe his name is, and a good win for him, definitely.
Yes, and I definitely want to see some of them next week. We might, depending on who they're facing and how that game is. But anyway, we'll move on to the Baboons, who won it at home against the Killer Bees, 28-21.
Looks like kind of maybe won by a ton of good wounds. Under your hand, and that's a tough loss to bite there away. This Killer Bees, not the best of teams, so they can definitely win one every now and then.
Yeah, they definitely need to win. They're
every now and then.
Yeah, they definitely need to win. They're competing with Josh's Junipers, and the Junipers are winning the race right now. As you know, they revamped their team in the offseason, and it's really paying off for them, and the Killer Bees are suffering through that. But now we'll move on to the Blazers and the Cherokees. It looks like the Blazers won by a field goal.
In overtime,
as they won 13-10. I guess we'll take a look at this scoring summary here, and we'll see the game was tied up by a touchdown pass from Swatstiski. I guess I'm not good with those names, and Parks caught it, 16-yard pass.
Definitely a close game and a good win for the Blazers, definitely.
Yes, and
that was away additionally, so that definitely was a good one for them.
Oh yes, definitely. It's brings momentum. So they could carry that into next week. And here we have the Condor, another loss, 10-17. Not going to dwell on this too much. You guys know the story with that.
Yes, you can go to the website, juniperfootballleague.weebly.com. Link will be in the description. And be Wildcats too. You check the website after the game. We just didn't have enough time to get it out, so it'll be up pretty much. While you're watching this video, it should be up, and you guys can go ahead and check out that article. While you're watching this video, it should be up, and you guys can go ahead and check out that article, and there are a few other ones up there that were really very well written.
Yes, I have to apologize about that again, but it will be up, and you guys will take a look at that. And I won't talk about this. Sharks obviously won in a game that shocked me a little bit. Thought the Warriors were going to win, but the Sharks overtook at home, and you could check out that game. And we'll move on here. Junipers won against the Crocodiles, and they won 33-21 away.
Yeah, and their quarterback is actually injured right now, and their backup is really just stepping up right now, and the Junipers really getting some momentum here after they went 7-9 last season, trying to pick something up here in this season. Try to get over 500, that would be pretty nice.
And they're doing a successful job at that as of right now in this season. So we will move on here to the Boars, who beat the Atomic, looks like by a field goal, 20-17. And the Pioneers lost to the Owls. The Pioneers, another sad story with them. They're not really that much of a great team, and it doesn't look like they're getting any better this year. They lost again. 28-14.
I believe they won once, but that's just one loss in their past 2 seasons, including this one.
Yeah, so that's not very good comparison ratio, if you want to call it that. And here the Wave get another win against the Suns, 35-26. They're still undefeated, and that's very good for the Wave.
Yeah, our intern, air quotes, HGT123. He's a fan of them, and I guess he picked a really good team for it. Not many teams 5-0, the Wave 5-0. They're having an excellent season, and I keep on saying this, though. Really gained a lot of momentum after that Week 2 game of the week. They had that field goal that won in overtime, I believe it was, and they've gained a lot of momentum from that since then.
And it's definitely tough to be 5-0 in the NFC East they're in with the Lions and teams like that. But the Lions are actually a disappointment this year.
Yes, they probably went the other way after that disappointing loss. So Waves gained momentum, the Wave gained momentum, that is, and the Lions, they just went the other way, and they went backwards.
Yes, and the Lions are currently 2-3 right now with their all-star quarterback Dane Smith hurt. But enough about that. We'll go to the Pitbulls shutting out the Stars as they win at home 16-0. And here a close game. Looks like by a point. This is pretty odd. It looks like a touchdown and 2 field goals the Meteors got, but it was like 2 Knicks. They lost by a point, and that just stabs a Meteor fan right in the heart. Losing by a touchdown is one thing, but losing by 1 point, it's just
hard to bite.
Yeah, it's just not a great taste in your mouth. And now Pitbulls win by a field goal, 20-17.
Good win for the Pitbulls.
Yes, definitely against the Spies. And an overtime game. Wow, Lions lost in this one against the Lansing Vipers, who are in their division. Vipers took this one 31-28, and the
very, very tough loss for the Lions. I mean, they've been on a bad roll lately and everything, though the Vipers not known for being a great team by any means. And here you see a loss in overtime. Not good at all.
Yes, definitely. Lions should have won that one, but they didn't. And they're going to need to figure out what's going wrong with their team and fix it quickly. And
get Dane Smith healthy.
Yeah, Dane Smith healthy. He's coming back next week. So hopefully when he comes back, the Lions are going to be able to step it up. But that was the last game of the week, and now we'll move on to Week 6. We'll check out the games here. The Condors still looking for their first win against the Boston Shamrocks, who are 3-1. And the winless Stars are going against the undefeated Wave, so that's going to be...
Looks to be a blowout, but you never know. Either team can surprise you.
Yes.
For better or worse.
Yes, the Stars, they're not a terrible team. They do have some talent, but I don't know if they have enough talent to take on the Wave, as they're just a great team this year. And the Suns are taking on the Lions, and the Lions definitely want to win this game if they really want to get momentum on their side. And as you see, they're 2-3 there. I'm not going to say if they lose, they're done. Obviously, that's not true, but it definitely break their hearts, and their morale would go down for sure.
Especially being at home, that's a good one to take.
Yes, it definitely is. And the Meteors against the Crocodiles, that's a game. Pioneers and Junipers, good looks, Josh.
That's pretty much a pivot point for both teams. I mean, the Pioneers, last chance really, I would say. If they don't win here, they're pretty much out, even though I don't think they're getting into anything in the playoffs, but I would say that it's either if they win, then they have some little glimmer of light, but if they lose, they're out. Junipers, this is a really important game for them. Obviously, they're not out, if they lose, but definitely an important game to win for them.
Yes, definitely, being that if they lose, they go to 500, and they have the Pitbulls biting right behind them. I guess
no pun intended.
Yeah, that was a terrible joke there. Okay, moving on. Sky Rays Buffaloes. That looks like an interesting game there, and that might be the game of the week. 4-1 against 3-2, and looks like it might be that one. That looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, pretty good game there. Not many great games that stand out at me when I was looking around, but definitely a good game since we do have a fan of the Sky Rays, as I mentioned earlier.
Yes, and I definitely want to see how Blake Arnold is going to react, as he is the quarterback for the Sky Rays, as he is one of the better quarterbacks in this league. I don't know if I'd say the best, but he is pretty good. And there you see Anaconda and Vipers 1-4 for each of them. And the Sharks still undefeated against the Phoenix, who are 2-2.
And excuse me, guys, I'll be right back. Josh will take over for right now.
And Cherokees 2-3, Travelers 1-3, and Killer Bees and Pitbulls. Killer Bees 2-3 against the Pitbulls. That is a divisional matchup. AFC East divisional matchup right there, and that's definitely an important game for both teams, I'd say, as the Pitbulls are right behind the Junipers, and Killer Bees still trying to get into this division there.
Yes, as I am back now, the Killer Bees, as Josh was saying, very important game for them. Killer Bees, if they win a game, the Junipers lose a game. Guess what? They're both 500. That will be interesting to see how the division plays out if that happens.
Yes, and if that happens, the Pitbulls will actually take the division there, and that will be interesting to see that little battle within the AFC East.
Yeah, definitely one of the closer divisions.
Mm-hmm. And Demons undefeated, Bulldogs 3-2, Baboons and the Nobles 2-2, 3-1, 2-2, 3-1. The Flame and the Owls both 3-2, so that looks like a pretty good game as well. Atomic 1-4 against the 1-4 Rhinos, and that actually surprises me because they do have a decent quarterback, I believe, and they definitely have great receivers. Rajan Simpson is his name, I believe. He's definitely one of the better ones, and that surprises me how they are not even 500. So that's the last game for Week 6. And
just to throw into that Rhinos game, I would also say that 1-4 record is a bit misleading, as you remember seeing. They did have a bit of a hard luck loss. I believe it was 44-34. They do have a lot of offense, but I mean their defense just can't hold back the points from the other team.
Yes, and as you'll see in the on the website, you'll just take a look at their defense and their how much points they've given up, and that's probably been a contributing factor to why they've been losing. But now we'll go ahead to the Players of the Week, which is weekly awards. Why am I missing it? Okay, here we go. And there you see we'll move to not Week 1, Week 5. Yeah, we're right here. AFC, Jeremy McGee and Marcus Beasley are the AFC Players of the Week. And look at this, Sky Rays. They dominated the NFC. Blake Arnold, I was just telling you about him, and Charlie Douglas. Great stats for Blake Arnold. And he is also the quote-unquote NFL Player of the Week, really JFL Player of the Week, Marcus Beasley also. So good game for those guys. And now we'll just look at the standings, and we'll try and wrap this up quickly. Don't want this to run on too long. And there you see Solemn Boars 4-1, Buffaloes 3-2, Fargo Baboons 2-2, Rhinos 1-4. As you see, they last game they lost 22-42, as Josh was talking about before, and that is definitely a hard look loss. And now AFC South, Miami Sharks yet to get a loss. Owls 3-2, Cherokees 2-3, Pioneers 1-4, and the AFC East. You have the Pitbulls and Junipers, both 3-2, searching for the top of the division as they are tied right now. Crocodiles 2-3, along with the Killer Bees, looking to get back into this division, along with the Crocodiles.
Yeah, that division definitely interests me the most because of not only because my team, the Junipers, are in there though. You see that, I mean, there's not really a team that's doing terrible, and there's not really a team that's just blowing everyone out. I mean, guess what? In 2 weeks from now, I mean, this division could be totally flip-flopped. All it takes is for 1 injury, 2 injuries, and guess what? That whole entire division just flips over.
Yes, definitely. And you see teams are getting very hot, as you see Junipers are on a 2-game winning streak, and the Crocodiles, they're on a 2-game losing streak. But definitely anything could happen in this division. And the AFC West now, Wyoming Flame 3-2, Suns 2-2, Travelers 1-3.
Let's just point see out of your team. I mean, well, at least one win out of them. Like the Rhinos, they're 1-4. They're making something out of their season at least. But 0-5. Clearly, like, just gave up not first touchdown like last game or something. That's just disappointing.
Yeah, that is definitely terrible, as I guess they're going for that first round pick. There were some rumors buzzing around about a trade, but that was dead in a second. There was no trade going on with the Condor. I don't know what they could possibly offer, so that is a lie, that trade rumor. If you guys heard about that, I just made that up. But the Oklahoma City Sky Rays 4-1 in the NFC North. Salt Lake City Nobles 3-1, Anaconda 1-4, along with the Atomic. And the NFC South Demons yet to have a loss. Very surprising to me, but they do have a good team. As I believe they took on the Stars in Week 4. Was that the Week 4 game? It was, and they definitely put on a great show. Bulldogs 3-2, Meteors 2-3, and Stars, as I just mentioned about them before, they are 0-5. And now NFC East.
Did you skip the last one? No, never mind. It looks like you skipped it for a second.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay, so NFC East Orlando Wave, 5-0. It's definitely a great accomplishment for them this season. Shamrocks 3-1. Lions disappointing 2-3. Expected better out of them. And the Vipers 1-4.
Yeah, coming into the season, you'd think that would be a 3-team battle between the Wave, the Shamrocks, and the Lions. Shamrocks are doing pretty good. Wave are blowing everyone out, though. Shamrocks stay at a bye week, it looks like. And the Lions, just really disappointing. Looks like the Wave are going to run away with this division if they go up at this rate.
Yes, and before the Vipers didn't have a win, and the Vipers actually beat the Lions, which made them go on a 2-game losing streak. So that's really disappointing, especially it's a divisional loss, and you try not to lose those because those are very important. And now the NFC West last division, Little Rock Warriors 4-1, along with the Springfield Blazers, the Phoenix 2-2, and the Spies 1-4, and that's it for the standings here. And now we'll just quickly look at the Stats Hub and look at major stats, as I don't want this to be running on too long. We'll go to quote-unquote NFL, look at some passing stats. Highest rating, P.J. James on the Sharks, 107.4. Most touchdowns, 12 by Kerry Norris. And most interceptions is actually Damon Winter with 4 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And I guess you could say he might be a little bit of a reason why the Killer Bees aren't doing so hot.
Yeah, so one of the things I want to mention about Dane Smith, if you go to the touchdown leaders, Dane Smith has been injured for a decent amount of time, but I mean he's still third in that category, which that's why the Lions are not doing so hot. I mean he's probably 2 weeks out of play at least, and he still is in third with 10 touchdowns.
Yes, that definitely is eye-opening. As I told you, I consider him best quarterback in the league. But others may not. Skylar Turner is in the talks too. 11-5 is his ratio this year. There's definitely conversation of who's the best this year, but that's for another time. We'll move on to rushing. Best average is Deion Charles with 8.3 and 3 touchdowns. Most yards is Adrius Brandon with 537, and receiving you got Brandon Brown on the Lions, 532 yards. He has the most receptions.
I don't think you clicked on the yards thing.
Oh, no, yeah.
He's second, though.
Oh, yeah, he is second, okay. Isaac Clements is in the lead, 599. And Brandon Brown is definitely probably a little upset that his all-star quarterback has been thrown to him, but it's still an accomplishment that he has a lot of receptions, though his main guy isn't throwing to him. Most touchdowns is Cystic Docious, also on the Lions, and he is currently hot right now, so that's good for him. Blocking, Garrett Duncan has 8 pancake blocks, 3 sacks for him too. Kevin Hawkins has given up the most sacks with 1 pancake block, 7. And finally, defense. Most tackles is Adrian Hobby with 58, and the most sacks is D'Angelo McRoy with 7, and that's a lot considering it's only going into week 6. Kicking, most kicks made is Tyler Barrett
And a few others.
And yes, and a few others. Eric Riley on the Warriors, and Perry Richmond on the I think that's the Blaze. So
that's the Flame.
Oh, that's the Flame. Who's the Blaze? There's no Blaze. Blazers. That's what it was. Okay, never mind. Sorry guys, I should know that. Punting.
Whoopsie doodle.
Yeah, whoopsie doodle. Colin Honeycutt, 2,000 punting yards. Good for him. And I think that'll just wrap this up. So thanks for watching this. I do want to warn you guys that next week there will be a different format to the post-week show. I'm not exactly sure how the format's going to be, but I just want to let you guys know it is going to be different, and the website is going to be up by the time this comes out, so take a look at that. And this is Juniper Gaming, and I'm Josh K.
And I'm Michelle.
And we're out.
See ya.